Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Powertime practice here on Saturday, November 20th, 2021. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. We come together every week to find out what's going on at Pillai Center and Ashravid as far as the teachings of Dr. Pillai impacting the world. We get to go along for the ride when we align with these cosmic events. So there are several things that are happening this week, and we can't focus on all of them, but we are going to focus on the most important power time, which is to celebrate the birth of Kalabhairava. So Kalabhairava is the god of time, and he is the one who removes the challenging karmas. He helps us to find a miraculous way out of our harms and hurdles, the challenges we face both on the material and on the spiritual path. So Dr. Pillai's teachings are all about living a 200% life, 100% spiritual, 100% material. So we want to dive into the teachings and not only talk about it, but we actually want to have an experience. So that's what we'll do tonight as well. And we're here in Eastern Standard Time, so it's 10 p.m. nighttime here. And it's a great time to honor all these divine beings. So we have Jupiter transiting into Aquarius, and Jupiter is Guru in Sanskrit. And it is also the spiritual master. And it represents fortune, luck, and grace, happiness, wealth, health, and joy. And it is going from the sign of debilitation in Capricorn into the sign of humanity, reaching out to all of humanity. So Aquarius is where where Jupiter now is moving into Saturn-ruled Aquarius. Although Capricorn was Saturn ruled, it's very fixed. It's a fixed sign. So Jupiter's expansive. It wants wisdom. It wants to enlighten people, and it feels a little bit stifled. So now it's going to get out into the masses. And what does that mean for us? Well, it wakes up the guru inside of us, the Kundalini energy. We may be focused more on getting enlightened. So lighting up our path instead of being in this lockdown mode that we have been in the past couple of years, especially the last year. So Jupiter transits once a year, every 12 months, into a new sign. So just to do a little bit of a walk backwards down memory lane and see where you were in your life and with respect to how your thoughts were, maybe your emotions, you were scared, you were fearful. It was, the first year of COVID lockdown. For a lot of people, we're still in lockdown here somewhat in Canada. So, and there are other places around the world as well. So if you feel like, geez, I've been just not able to be free, perhaps Guru Jupiter might help you to find a way out. And the way out is the way in. So as it is inside of us, so we reflect that outside in our lives, and we see those things in our lives. So with Jupiter's luck and grace, we can maybe take steps towards fulfilling your desires, set your goals and achieve them. That's what you can do in this next year as Jupiter's going to be transiting each sign of the zodiac. And then, it's going to be impacting different signs of the zodiac, but it's going to be depending on where Jupiter is in your chart. You want to get an astrology consultation, because there are reports that are going to be done by the Vedic astrologers at Ashravid, and they can help you to navigate the best in your life as far as where Jupiter is and aspects it has on those different areas. So you want to go with you want to go towards fortune, luck, and grace, but which direction? So Jupiter will do that. And then if you could get a Jupiter transit report, super easy to do. Just go on to Jupiter transits Aquarius, and that is, you can find out how to get that report on ashravid.com. Our fabulous friends here at Pillai Center Practice, Radha Yajna and maybe Bhairavi's here, or any of the other teachers from Fly Center, they might be here and popping those links onto the chat. So please do take a look at that. So Jupiter has positivity. He's going to wake up optimism inside of us, even though we may seem like, hey, nothing's really changing outside as far as being able to just be free and do whatever you want to do. Maybe it's going to be, you're going to feel that freedom within yourself, and maybe connecting to spiritual realms that you haven't been able to connect to. So that's what's happening with Jupiter. And it is a time period where you don't want to blink and miss it. So do what you can, read about it first and foremost, and then see if you want to participate in those services that are offered through Apply Center or Ashravid to wake up that fortune, luck, and grace inside of you. So we also have, there's 18 years, after 18 years of Saturn, 18 years. So 18 years ago, what were you doing 18 years ago? Oh my goodness. So Sun and Ketu conjunct in Scorpio helps to realign your life's purpose. So Sun represents the soul, and Ketu is the south node of the moon. And it represents your spiritual path. It represents your ability to go after whatever it is that you want with the help of the divine. So the Sun and Ketu share Mars-ruled Scorpio sign of transformation, change, and also death. So you can die off to old ways or old patterns, addictions, behaviors, getting stuck in the vicious cycle, or perhaps even people around you may pass away. And then you learn from that, and you learn from their life, and then you have a transformation as you go through your mourning or grieving process. It gives us a reason to go really deep when someone passes away. And you also might find that you inherit something. So that's where Scorpio is. It's the natural 8th sign of the zodiac, and it brings up things like inheritance or things like unexpected gains coming. It's just like coming out of nowhere. So it's something that's hidden. So 8th house is about hidden things, and Scorpio is the ruler where Sun and Ketu are going to be transiting. So this is the association soul planet is the Sun, and nodal planet, south node planet is the Ketu in Scorpio. It starts on the 16th, so last week, and then continues until December 15th. And so according to Vedic astrology, this combination results in malefic effects, as the Sun and Ketu are considered enemies towards one another. So does that mean, oh my goodness, my whole life is going to fall apart? No. If you go and propitiate the Sun that represents your soul, authority, doing things for your father or father figures, maybe your teacher, your spiritual father as well. When you dive into the teachings, that's going to help to cleanse your soul. So there are good and not so good aspects, just like there are good and not so good aspects of our own selves. And so the Sun is going to be illuminating. It's going to be throwing light on those areas of your life where you want to clean up those dark spots on your soul. So Ketu is the planet. Again, it's not really a planet. It's a planetary influence. And it can make us to feel quite emotional. So we're kind of like losing our head about certain things. So you want to focus on praying to Sun and Ketu. Again, if you got an astrology consultation, you would know by what the astrologers are sharing with you how to navigate as these two planets are inside of the sign of transformation. If you have an inheritance that you're expecting and it's stuck, or there's fighting and challenges and backstabbing and things like that, if you honor these planets, the Sun and also Ketu, during this time, maybe that will help to alleviate some of the challenges that you're going through. So this is kind of interesting that's coming up is live on the 23rd of November, 24th. So that's November in Pacific time, the 23rd at 9 p.m. 24th is at midnight Eastern time, and then 24th at 10:30 a.m. IST. And what is happening is you can maybe participate in this celebration, where there's a critical power time, the energy is favorable to mitigate negative congested energies in your home or your office space due to structural errors, to purify your living space, protect your assets. So on November 23rd or 24th, depending on where you are in the world, Ashtravet is going to be sponsoring exclusive ceremonies to include Ashta Dikpalaka. So the Ashta means 8, and Dikpalaka, it means the guardians of the 8 directions. So north, south, east, west, and then all the directions in between. So there's going to be a fire lab. Vastu is this directional strength that you can tap into the energy of the divine being that says, as it is above, so it is here on the earth plane. So his energy, his grace will help you to feel more stable in your space, especially people who feel like there's some negative congested energies, or you yourself are hoarding things, or there's clutter in your space. You might find yourself starting to declutter and do it fast. So, or you might try to get more organized. So this is a week that's going to be really helping us to use our spiritual energy, to use all our meditations, our mantra practices, align with these divine beings, and get their blessings to clear out the negativity, both inside of us and also in our space. So we want to increase the positive vibration in our living and working space, even if we aren't going to an office. Our home office can be congested. It could be in a place where there's lots of distractions, or in a little hole, in the corner of a room that you dug out because it's your junk room. So you might be thinking, you know what, I don't know when we're going to go back to the office, so I better start thinking about creating a really fabulous space for me to be clear, and that I can feel empowered and do my work with ease and with success. So we come to Kalabhairava's birthday, and means Jayanti means birthday. So the birthday, or the birth of Kalabhairava, which is our birthright to experience his energy. When we align with Kala, it means we align with time. So we're in the right place, the right time, thinking, saying, and doing the right thing. That's what we're here to do at Powertime Practice, and share that with everybody who comes and participates in this session every week. We find out, oh my goodness, yes, this is the energy that I feel, and who do I align with to be thinking, saying, and doing the right thing at the right time. So Bhairava means to, hey, it throws the light, it sheds light, it makes you to light up and to get fired up, to be moving in the right direction. So not only does Kala mean time, Bhairava will also help us to be in alignment with time. So Bhairava is a name for Shiva, and it's a really furious form of Lord Shiva, meaning it will destroy anything that stops you from being able to do things in a miraculous way. So when you're aligned with time, your time management skills improve. It means that you are always ahead of time. You're showing up ahead of time, or you're getting things done that have been causing so much problems. It's sluggish in your projects. Maybe you are having challenges with your workmates or your colleagues or your clients or customers, and then you can't seem to attract anyone that is going to be positive and going to buy your service or products or whatever it is that you are trying to do to make a living. So it can also help you to come out of those challenges where so much time has gone by and you feel like, oh my goodness, I haven't really mastered anything. I haven't really felt success. I haven't been able to get a house, a car, or have fabulous relationships. So when you master time, then you master your consciousness and you master your thoughts. You can have that purity that Kalabhairava will just say, you know what? Get rid of that. That's not going to be helping you. That's going to be causing you delays. So what happens when we pray to Kalabhairava, which you may be experiencing now, there's 8 forms of Kalabhairava that get honored during his birthday. And in the past few years, at least at Ashurveda and Pillai Center, is that when we honor Kalabhairava, we actually honor this energy inside of us of these 8 archetypes. So they will surround us. So these archetypes or divine beings, these 8 forms of Bhairava, will be surrounding us hereafter. So as Dr. Pillai shares, Bhairava means the principle of creation, maintenance, and dissolution. He is the totality of time, the beginning, the middle, of the end. So we're in the now. We think about this buzzword that is going on. Eckhart Tolle is a big fan of being in the now, but what does that mean? Does it mean that we're just spaced out? No. Wherever we turn, whatever we think, whatever we do, whatever actions we take are going to be the right actions. So you will feel like, oh, wow, I was just about to take a wrong turn, or I was just about to say something that would have been detrimental, perhaps to the situation, to your relationships, to your work, to whatever it is that you're doing. So you may find that Bhairava is surrounding you with this Ashta Bhairava. 8 means Ashta, and then the Bhairava means throwing the light all around. So surrounding you with light, where you may be thinking, oh, I'm just going to go and spend over here because I need something. Maybe it's a big ticket item. And then Bhairava just says, no, just wait it out. Wait maybe 2 more weeks and you'll get it 70% off. Or, I need it now. And oh my gosh, I don't want to spend a lot of money. But I just came out of nowhere. And then you find that, oh, geez, instead of it being a big, for example, if you have a car problem and you've got to go to the mechanic and you're just like, oh my God, it's going to cost so much money. And then Bhairava says, no, it's okay. You can just go and it will be very minimum. So we all have our karmas, but Kalabhairava will help us to be in divine time. So we don't have to suffer. So Bhairava is Shiva, Dr. Pillai shares himself, who gives the supreme understanding of all possibilities of human consciousness. It's related to time because the faster your time moves, the faster the mind moves. So it should be incredibly fast. Bhairava instantaneously manifests things for you. So this power time to invoke Kalabhairava is going to be on November 27th. It's an 8th waning moon. So there's a waxing moon cycle and there's a waning moon cycle. We're just coming off a full moon. So that's when it's fullest in the sky and we can see it. It's a big round ball, a big round white ball glowing. And then as we go into the waning cycle, so from the full moon to the new moon is called the waning cycle. It gets depleted. So there are about 15 phases from the full moon to the new moon. And then right in the middle is the 8th moon. And the 8th waning moon is the moon to ask Kalabhairava, okay, go inside and clean up all that negativity that I've been carrying. And then as the new moon comes to the full moon, then you can just take the right steps. So we never want to miss an 8th waning moon that happens once a month. But this is when it's his birthday, just like when it's your birthday every year, there's something special about it. You celebrate it, with your friends or your family, or maybe you celebrate it with yourself and you go into deep prayer and deep introspection and deep gratitude for being alive. And then taking a little look back and saying, hey, where was I last year? And how am I doing this year? And what do I have to look forward to? Or what do I want to manifest? So it's this birth of Kalabhairava and these 8 forms of Bhairava that will help to protect you. So this is the right day to invite him into your life. It's a window of opportunity to learn the ability to master time. So when you master time, you can master your consciousness and you master your thoughts. Now, mostly Kalabhairava statues or images you can see in the temples are with this dog. So you can, if you go to a temple or you go online, because I don't know if we're able to get to temples these days, But if you go online, you might see this image here, and you can see there's a little dog behind him. I'll just put my hand here so you can see. So behind him is the dog, and that's where in the temple that the image of Kalabhairava is acting on your consciousness. It's activating that consciousness that says, the dog protects the master. So you have this energy of protection and this energy to drive away any negativity. So, and then the trident is also, so this trident you see here standing up is a sacred object or a weapon that represents the Ida and Pingala, the nadis, and on the right and left side of the subtle body, and then the prong in the middle going through those two on the either side is the Sushumna. So it reminds us, stay in the Sushumna, stay in that soul consciousness that will help you to come out of harms and hurdles and slow time. So that's what we wanted to share about Kalabhairava, and then how to pray to Kalabhairava is what we're going to do here, is have an experience. We're going to go through a meditation. And when we do, we want to think about, when we're going to go into our meditation, we want to say, okay, what do I pray for? Besides to get out of slow time, to feel unstuck, to move forward, to have miracle consciousness. That's kind of in general. So if you have struggles like you have low self-esteem, or you don't have confidence, and you need courage, you need to feel brave, you need to feel like you have people on your side, you need to diffuse fear, anxiety, and then create a better reality. So these different, on the altar here, you can see these different images that have been energized over the years from my place. But they were energized during one of Kalabhairava's birthday services. And then they sent me the set of the 8 Bhairavas, so the Ashta Bhairavas. So Asitanga Bhairava is the blessing of Ashta Bhairava, one of the 8 Bhairavas. Asitanga is to improve creativity, remove curses. We all feel like, God, I feel cursed. How come everywhere I turn, I just feel like nobody's on my side? I feel like things aren't going well. So Asitanga Bhairava will help you to remove the curses and gain success with all your efforts. We put in so much time, so much energy, blood, sweat, and tears, and we still can't have our breakthrough, or someone else gets promoted, or someone else takes the credit. And we're just like, what? How is that possible? So this Asitanga Bhairava is going to help you to experience success with all your efforts. Chanda Bhairava, blessings of Chanda Bhairava. He improves your self-confidence, helps you to win over competition and enemies. Unmatta Bhairava is the blessing to gain control over your words. So how many times have we been tongue-tied or twisted, and or whatever we say gets twisted around and it's not favorable for us? Or we say things and we have prepared ourselves, and it just doesn't land right on the people that we're presenting to. So, we spend a lot of time and we think, oh my goodness, what do I have to do to get through to these people? Whether it's your relationships at home or whether it's your relationships at work, this is a Bhairava that you can pray to. It gives powerful speech. So we can say things, and then someone else says half of what we say, and then they are so powerful. People will move the mountains for them. So we can pray to Unmatta Bhairava for helping to gain control over our words and give powerful speech. Bhishana Bhairava is this powerful form of Bhairava, one of the Ashta Bhairavas, the 8 Bhairavas, that helps to overcome all negativities and evil spirits. So we kind of feel like there's this creepy energy around us sometimes, or around people. And then when we hang out with them, we're just like, oh, how do I get rid of that? So Bhishana Bhairava will help you to eliminate that kind of congested energy following you around. Ruru Bhairava is a Bhairava that overpowers enemies and helps to keep people under control. So if you are always feeling like you're under attack, or people are criticizing you, or you feel like they're, you have blocks in your progress, or blocks in your communication with your family members, friends, and so on, or just people in general. So Ruru Bhairava will help to overcome competitors, rivals, people who are blocking your progress, or just bickering and fighting with anyone. So Krota Bhairava is a Bhairava that helps you to make maximum use of your max potential. So the effort you put out is it's empowered. It's not force. You feel empowered, and it's instant, and you're like, wow, that was easy. So Krota gives you that kind of like super consciousness that is like a superhero. You become your own superhero in your life. And so it gives you clarity while making crucial decisions or critical decisions in your life. So quickly you can make it, and you don't panic. You're just like, oh, that's perfect. This is what I want. And it lands on everybody well. And you're just like, hey, great. Thank you so much to Krota Bhairava. So then we have Kalabhairava, which is a Bhairava that puts an end to all unproductive works and actions. And I love Kalabhairava because there are so many projects that we start, and then we have all these delays, and we pray to Ganesha, and the obstacles aren't being removed, and Ganesha puts obstacles in the way. And you're just like, okay, I don't understand why this is not working. And Kabbalah will just say, hey, you don't have to. Just forget about that and focus on what is going to give you a good return on your investment of time and energy and money and so on, your resources. So Samhara Bhairava is this Bhairava who dissolves really powerful dark forces. So people feel like they say, oh my God, I was meditating and I felt this eerie dark force on me, or I'm having nightmares, or I can't sleep. I'm in insomnia. I have insomnia, or I can't get to sleep because I'm fearful or anxious. I feel like, oh my goodness, if I go to sleep, I'm going to just be attacked by dark forces. So Samhara, he's got all these weapons in his hand. He will help you to overcome these challenges, and then also the bad karmas, or the consequences of your actions in this lifetime or in previous lifetimes. We carry it with us. It's in our behavior, in our words, in our actions, and it's kind of like a dark cloud around us, and we can't be seen for the light beings that we are, no matter what we do. So Samhara will just dissolve all that away. So that's happening on the 27th. And we wanted to make sure that you got a chance to take a look at it. And then if you can participate in it, definitely do it, because it will change your life in this next 365 days. You will have the blessings, and you'll feel these 8 Bhairavas all around you. So we're going to do a meditation now, and then we're also going to do an energization, an elementalization of the images of all these different forms, the Ashta Bhairavas you can see on the tray behind me. Here's Kalabhairava here with his dog. And then Dr. Pillai behind him is a yantra for Guru. So Jupiter is transiting. It's going to give us a break. And it's going to make sure that we pay attention to what we're doing. Are we going to be doing the same old, and say, well, how come I'm not experiencing fortune, luck, or grace? So he gives wisdom. He says, hey, wake up. And it might be that Guru's grace is saying, hey, wake up and start to pay attention to Kalabhairava, so that you are in the right place at the right time, thinking, saying, and doing the right thing. So our spiritual pursuits are that which will be energizing our psycho-spiritual centers, our chakras inside of our subtle body, our energy body, that aligns with these energy systems that are all in the backbone. And we'll take you through a guided meditation or a process meditation, as Dr. Pillai shares. His grace and his energy is always with us. So he will be helping us to experience this Bhairava's blessings. And maybe we might even have an experience of no time. So we'll just be like, whoa, where did I go? I didn't think anything. And then you come back and you from the meditation and you feel energized. So there is going to be a mantra that our Radha will post on the chat. It's Waning Bhairava. And it is a mantra that is going to take you into your highest self. So we're going to align our chakras and then we're going to take off. So we might even have like an out of body experience. And we might feel like, oh, I don't know where I am. I'm not thinking anything. So if you feel like you've like a blank slate or like a blank chalkboard or whiteboard, then you can rewrite or create whatever it is that you want moving forward. So we need to, we feel tethered to our karma. We feel like we're stuck, or we feel like any way we turn, we can't get off that leash that we've put ourselves on for some strange reason. We've tethered ourselves to that misfortune or bad luck or challenges with our health, our relationships, our job, and so on. So when we birth Bhairava into us, it's going to be like a flash of light, and it's going to be moving up from your heart center through the top of the skull and into the space, and it's going to be continuous. So as we are going through this process meditation, we'll also be doing some chanting of Waning Bhairava. And if you don't know how that mantra, you can listen, and then you can learn it as you watch this recording, maybe later on when it's convenient for you. But by the time we do this chanting, this meditation, you may have an experience, and so just get out of your mind and get out of the way of trying to do it, trying to be in control of it. And then you might even have visions of Kalabhairava with the dog, or different archetypes, or different vahanas, or these with each archetype, or these Ashta Bhairavas. There are these vahanas or vehicles, and they are sacred animals. So we will review them at the end. I'll bring them all forward and just show you, or I'll speak about them, and then you will know. Oh, wow, if a swan is there, or an eagle, or a horse, or a lion, or oxen, and so on, these are the different vahanas, or the dog. These are the different vahanas that go with those Bhairavas that I just spoke about. So let's get into it now. I'll just move away from the screen, and we will get into a state of receptivity where you can close your eyes and put your attention internally. You can be thinking, okay, I have all these problems. I don't even know which problem to pray for or what my intention is for this session, this spiritual energy. But I will just be present to the divine and the whole experience and see what comes up. It might be that you have a lot of negativity coming up, and you can say, that's great. Because then you know, okay, I've really got to pay attention to this. And then with Bhairava's grace and blessings, Guru's grace and blessings, you can have some reprieve, even if it is only for this short period of time together. So you can be closing your eyes and putting your attention internally. If you're just joining, I just turn the lights off a little bit. And then focus your attention at the base of the spine. And also down the legs. We'll call on Ganesha to remove the obstacles for this experience to be something that is going to be shifting your consciousness and giving you the grace, the blessings that are coming through. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Now focus your attention on a ray of light that shoots up your backbone in the subtle body. It goes up through the heart center, through the brain, the top of the skull. And then this ray of light is like an SOS, sending a signal out to the divine in realms that we can't even imagine. Just like when we send a text message across thousands and thousands of miles, and it instantaneously it gets there to its destination intended. So this ray of light is the Sushumna. Aum, aum. Sound. Awaken that light, energize that light. Om Sound. Om Sound. Now we'll activate the chakras starting at the base of the spine. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest. Move up to the throat, clear the throat. The throat is where the karma is stuck. Move up into the middle of the brain, third eye. Float back down to the base of the spine and also down the legs. Connect your feet to the earth. Na, 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 na. Move into the navel center, into the belly. Connect with the water element. Ma, 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 ma. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest, also down the arms and hands. Connect with the fire element. She, 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 she. Move up to the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Connect with the air element. Va, 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 va. Now move up to the two eyes, the right and left brain. Connect with the ether, the Akash, or space. Ya, 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 ya. Now imagine Dr. Pillai appearing before you in a form you're familiar with, or a vast light that embraces you. The light moves into your eyes, your ears, your nostrils, your mouth, the tongue, the throat, the third eye, the brain. The light pours down from the heavens, gets into your brain, into your body. Like a column of light, it pours through your body. You become the light. The boundaries of your physical being disappear or begin to dissolve away. This column of light pours all the way down to your feet and into the ground. Stay steady and still. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Now, bring your attentional energy into the heart. Imagine a ray of light shooting up from the heart center in the subtle body, your energy body. And it shoots up from the heart, through the brain, through the top of the skull, and moves up into the space 12 inches above the top of the skull. Just imagine. Trust that your imagination is going to take you to that point, 12 inches above the top of your skull. Merge with the red being Kalabhairava. "12 inches above the top of your skull." And keep imagining this ray of light from your heart center shooting up through your brain, the top of your skull, and resting 12 inches above your skull. Be steady. Keep your eyes steady. Your eyeballs are still. The ray of light is shooting up from the heart continuously. We'll call on Kalabhairava, sending a signal. You can chant the mantra out loud internally or just listen. Feel the energy, feel the connection, feel the empowerment of miraculous time. Udyamo Bhairava. 12 inches above the skull. Red being. Back to the heart. Udyamo Bhairava. When you hear the sound Bhahi, it brings tremendous light, and the Ra is the fire. So feel the fiery light of your soul aligning with Kalabhairava. You're pinging him. Udyamo Bhairava. 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 Udyamo Bhairava.
Udimo Bhairava, 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 Udimo Bhairava. Feel the connection from your heart center to 12 inches above the skull. Connect with the red being, Kalabhairava. Imagine the Ashta Bhairavas, the 8 Bhairavas surrounding you. Om Asitanga Bhairavaya Swaha. Om Chanda Bhairavaya Swaha. Om Unmatta Bhairavaya Swaha. Om Bhishana Bhairavaya Swaha. Om Ruru Bhairavaya Swaha. Om Krota Bhairavaya Swaha. Om Kabala Bhairavaya Swaha. Om Samhara Bhairavaya Swaha. Om Shrim Swarnakasana Bhairavaya Swaha. Om Kala Bhairavaya Swaha. Om Kala Bhairavaya Swaha. Om Kala Bhairavaya Swaha. Feel the energy, the protection of all these guardians, bringing you the ability to experience miracles in your life, transformation, speed up your manifestations, your creations, put you in the right place at the right time, thinking, saying, and doing the right thing, getting things done that are going to help you to experience success, both spiritually and materially. Now reconnect with Dr. Pillai and all the gurus, as the planet Jupiter is going to be in a very fortunate place. So you want to be able to get the blessings with Guru's grace. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om 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 Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment, peace to the world. Peace to all beings in other realms. And as you're slowly, slowly coming back to yourselves, you can be gazing towards the altar. And we'll do an elementalization, an offering of different items that represent the different elements. So the food represents the earth element. Excuse me. So we'll pray to Ganesha, to Dr. Pillai, and to Kalabhairava. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Now Kalabhairava. Udimo Bhairava, Udimo Bhairava, Udimo Bhairava. Now we'll offer some water. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Udimo Bhairava, Udimo Bhairava, Udimo Bhairava. Now we'll offer the lamp, the fire element. This is ghee, clarified butter, and the gods love it. You can also offer a candle if you do this at home. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Udimo Bhairava, Udimo Bhairava, Udimo Bhairava. Now we'll offer the incense that represents the air element. It also cleanses the space and keeps your ego down so you can stay in a divine state. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Udimo Bhairava, Udimo Bhairava, Udimo Bhairava. And we'll offer flower petals that represent the space or the ether. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Udimo Bhairava, 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 Udimo Bhairava. You can make a prayer to Bhairava to help you to always reach out with the sound that will get you into a divine time, into a divine mind, get you out of your karmic stuck mind, and then help you to manifest instantaneously through his grace and blessings. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll close out this little session showing some light, the camphor. Would be more by the world, would be more. And then you can reach out with your hands and take the light. And slowly, slowly come back to yourselves. So thanks for joining those of you who need to go. Hope this has been helpful for you to experience a connection to Bhairava, the birth of Bhairava. His birthday is coming up. So we want to make sure that you make the most out of this time it's a power time that's coming up to celebrate Kalabhairava's birthday, these 8 forms of Bhairava. And then you can read about it on Pillai Center or Ashirvad, and you can also participate in the services that are offered. You can be chanting Wudyamo Bhairava all throughout the 8th waning moon, depending on where it is in your what the timing of the 8th waning moon is in your place, wherever you are around the world. You want to be staying in your heart center and imagining that ray of light shooting up through your brain and through the top of the skull and resting 12 inches above the top of the skull, and then merging with the red being. So that is a little mantra and meditation, a process that you can go through to connect with Kalabhairava and all these different aspects, or these 8 Bhairavas. Ashta Bhairava, 8 means Ashta, for those of you who are just joining. So read about it and then find out, hey, if I want self-confidence or I want to experience success or I haven't experienced miracles, this is the energy that, as Dr. Pillai says, these archetypes are living, breathing inside of us, and we have to call on them. Just like we know our family members, our friends, our colleagues, people that we need to be in touch with, our doctors or lawyers or bankers or whoever it is that you need to ping. You've got their number and you send them a text message right away when it's urgent or that you want to be in communion or communication with them. So this is the time to experience that connection to Kalabhairava. And then every 8th waning moon hereafter, every month, then you can do this practice and keep birthing that consciousness into you, which is divine time. So it gets you unstuck and helps to speed things up. You've been waiting, and it's such a waste of time. So Dr. Pillai says, waiting is a waste of time. How do I speed things up?
And this technology that Dr. Pillai shares is all about, it's beyond the mind. So you have to get out of the mind. You use your mind to get out of the way, and then you connect with this divine archetype. And he's the one. Kalabhairava also manufactures time, space, continuums for all the divine beings. So he's the go-to guy. So if you have planetary challenges, or you have really tough karmas, or you've been praying to different archetypes and you just can't seem to get a consistent connection, they come and go. And you want to go deeper into that relationship. You want to go deeper into that communion with those spiritual beings and get the blessings and experience this miracle consciousness. Do it so easy, effortlessly. That's what Kalabhairava will do. Is he'll wake up inside of you and say, hey, you don't even have to think anymore. I'll just put you there, and you won't even think, oh, is that my intuition? You'll just be doing your life and experiencing miracles. Even if it doesn't seem like it's the right thing to do, you will feel like, okay, I'm just being patient. I can't believe I'm being patient. I'm usually frustrated or angry or upset. And he will put you into that state of consciousness where you'll be like, oh, okay, there are things going on behind the scenes. And I don't have to struggle and waste too much energy. I just have to be patient. And patience means compassion, as Dr. Pillai shares. So you'll be compassionate with yourself, maybe for the first time. And you'll experience this, whoa, I am on the right path. I am communing with these beings, and I know how to and what to ask for. And so with that, we will close out and just going to take a look at the chat and see what you've been all chatting about. Melba's saying, this was magnificent. I kept hearing Dr. Pillai's voice singing with you. Oh, that's a good sign because that's who is bringing the teachings. Dr. Pillai, Guru's grace. So heads up, this is Jupiter is Guru in Sanskrit, and Jupiter means fortune, luck, and grace. So we want to get that energy for the next 12 months. It's very, very important to have profits and gains and expand your network of relationships with others. And maybe you will go beyond your stuck relationships. So I'm stuck with these people. I'm never going to move out of this these challenging times, are never going to get promoted, or I'm never going to get a new job. We feel really stuck, and we can't find a way out. And we're trying to use our mind and try to use our skills and our communication skills. So Kalabhairava will just say, hey, watch this. And you will just be speaking. And then it's all of a sudden everybody's listening to you, or all of a sudden whatever you've said manifests beyond what you don't have to go to the meetings. You don't have to do the project. You don't have to toil with it. You may be finding yourself somewhere else, and you're gaining more for all your efforts. So more time spent being free to do your spiritual practices, which is what you really, really love. So that's what we can expect if we keep calling on Kalabhairava. So you have to be there, you have to show up to get the blessings. So even if you can't participate in the paid services, then at most, pencil it in, or get the Horror Watch. It's an app that you can download, and you want to get the Horror Watch Pro. So download it from ashravet.com. And then you'll have that on your phone or on your computer. I think you can get it on your computer too. And then you will know every month there's an 8th waning moon. And then that's the time where you really call on Kalabhairava and do the Waning Bhairava. So and that's what I wanted to share with everybody today. Evelyn saying, lucky I didn't miss this prayer. Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. And that's what happens too. We feel like, oh, I just can't do my life, or I can't do my spiritual practices, or I don't have any energy. And that's where you're being surrounded by forces that are holding you back, and they're saying, there's no way out. So pray to Kalabhairava, and you will find a way out. You'll feel the joy. You'll feel the energy. You will feel the grace and the blessings of Dr. Pillai as well. So it's it is a really fabulous time this next week in these next few weeks to really dive into your spiritual practices and align with grace, fortune, luck, and then set your goals and see what the divine has in store for you. And then be willing to, commune with Kalabhairava every day, especially on the 8th moons, though. 8th waning moon and the waxing moon cycle you can do as well. It's the halfway point between the full moon and the new moon, and then from the new moon to the full moon. The halfway point, the phase, because there's 15 moon phases, slivers, if you will, the pies in the sky. And then the halfway one is Kalabhairava, so you can actually see it if it's a clear night. So when you see that, okay, Waning Bhairava, and then focus, and then imagine that 12 inches above your skull. And you don't have to, you can put your hand there, measure it out, but you really don't have to. It's in your subtle body, and it's like you're pinging, you're sending this ping immediately, and it doesn't have to go into thousands of miles or, time space continuums, warp speed. It's just 12 inches above your skull. And then Kalabhairava's there, and then all the Ashta Bhairava, the 8 Bhairavas, are surrounding you instantaneously. And so read about that again, all the qualities and all the empowerments that you can get from those Kalabhairavas, and then do the practice. You can do it daily, but just please make sure that you pencil it in to your schedule, or if it comes up on your app, or you can get the Ashraved calendar too. I think it's available on Pillai Center and Ashraved as well. And also, where else can you get it? You could just Google and say, when's the 8th waning moon in your city or country, your time zone. And then anytime throughout, even you can just before you get off the bed, you can do Waning Bhairava. And then after you, of course, call on Ganesha first, and then you'll get the blessings to just get rid of obstacles, get rid of this slow time, get rid of behaviors it's really our self-talk. So we have a lot of negative self-talk. And as Dr. Pillai says, it's not your fault. It's the karma. It's so stubborn, and it's following us, and we're dragging it like dirty laundry in our suitcases. And we don't want to have dirty laundry in the suitcases. You want to have fresh, new, clean clothes to wear wherever you go. So, Kalabhairava is going to give a lot of blessings, miracles, and instantaneous manifestation. So if you want something to shift instantaneously, and do it before you go to a meeting, or you're going to have an important call, or you have to write letter or email, put it in your drafts, and then say, Waning Bhairava, pull the email back out before you hit the send button. And you might be deleting a lot of stuff and just getting to the point and doing it, and the proper words come, and then it's received, the message is received, and it's favorable. So put into practice these archetypes into your everyday life. It's not some kind of miracle like, whoa, it's your everyday life. And if your everyday life is full of miracle moments, then it doesn't really matter what you're doing. Everything is working out favorably for you and for others. So Pillai Center Practice, Radha has posted the mantra for Kalabhairava and timeline jumping. Oh yes, timeline jumping is a really fabulous course. Please take a look at that in Pillai Center Academy. I'm not sure if Radha has posted the link there, or somebody did. So Wudyamo, so Udyamo is like wood, as in WOOD. So Wudyamo is how you say it, or Wudyamo. So you can say it like that and Bhairava. And don't worry too much, because Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings, if you get initiated in timeline jumping and that mantra is there, then you're getting it right from him. So that's something that you might want to explore, and it is well worth it, because you take that course and all of a sudden things start to happen in your life and you're like, oh, I just am taking this course and my whole life is changing. I don't have to think. So if you want to stop thinking and get out of that rut of, oh, it's never going to happen, or how is it going to happen? When's it going to happen? Where is it going to happen? Why? Who's going to be there when it happens or doesn't happen? And you get out of that vicious cycle, and you're just like, oh, you wake up with confidence. You wake up with, oh, these are the goals that I want to set, and this is how I want to feel, and this is where I want to go, and you're thinking, wow, how come I'm so sure and I'm so clear? This is what Kalabhairava will do, is pump all those thoughts into you. So getting out of slow time is what he's all about. So just scrolling up on the chat and see what people have been sharing. Lots of gratitude. That's nice. Aaron is saying here, I can feel energy on the top of my head. This is so powerful. Great. So that's where you get into divine mind. So people say, where's my mind? Your mind is part of your subtle body. It's part of your physical body. So you can feel the energies of people in different body parts, and what you start to pay attention to, and your mind wanders. So your mind isn't your brain. It's where you put your attention. So we want to bring all our attention up and beyond our brain even, because that's limited. And then we want to go up and get into a divine mind, get into Kalabhairava. And then he will point us in the right direction, and then we'll wake up all the 8 Bhairavas, the Ashta Bhairavas. And that will bring the energy to create. So Bhai is, hey, pay attention, and Ra is, get fired up with your desires, and Va is, yes, manifest it, create it, do it now, bring it to me, come right now. So Vidyamo is, hey, wake up, get that connection. Bhairava is where you're just like so alert. And then without a shock of electricity, but it feels like that. It's a bioelectricity that wakes up and then fills your whole body with this excitement that things are going to shift. And you're going to be able to see, think, and do, and feel, and touch, and hear, and all your senses will come alive. And you will be maybe even have clairvoyance, clairaudience, clarination. So you can feel, your kinesthetic sense is really alive and tingly. You can feel those negative energies leaving you, and you're not worried, you're not afraid, because these Bhairavas are fierce. And you don't have to do anything. It's like having 8 bodyguards all around you. You're a celebrity. And these Shiva manifest as these 8 Bhairavas. So in order for us to understand and experience and know it, not just think about it and it's some nice theory or theology or some academic understanding of the Bhairavas, that's okay. It feeds our brain, but it doesn't kind of satisfy our body, our mind, or our soul. We want to feel the shift. And some people might even feel like a shift, like they just went through a different dimension. And they're like, whoa, that's awesome. So you want to shift dimensions. You get into Kalabhairava consciousness, and then you're in a new time-space continuum. And when we get into that, we haven't even moved anywhere. We haven't even done anything. And then when we change our space, change our location, we change our mindset, we change our karmas. And then our destiny changes. So if we feel like, oh, it's destined, it's fate, it's this, we're stuck, then you just call on Kalabhairava. Come on. You can say Kalabhairava as well. Om Kalabhairavaya Namaha. So Vidyamo Bhairava or Om Kalabhairavaya Namaha. Do it at least 108 times a day just to get, dial them up. And then on the 8th moon, you just can feel, wow, this is amazing. And then start to write out your goals. If you don't write what you want, how will these beings know what to manifest for you? at this point in time. So be in the now, participate, interact with this divine being, and then get the blessings. And Dr. Pillai will awaken all this consciousness inside of you. So thanks so much, everyone. Thanks again to Radha and Yagna and anyone else who has been helping out with Powertime practice. Please do share that this program is going on at this time slot. We're exploring ways in which we can maybe shift it to a better time slot for people to participate, because we want to know what to do in the week ahead. And we want to know if we're aligned with the divine energies that we've been doing all our mantras and our meditations. And then we call on these divine beings and they kind of take us to a whole new level of understanding of our spiritual techniques or the teachings of the meditations, and then what to do in our life. So we don't feel stuck. We can keep moving and be like water, flow. And then you will feel like, oh, I'm in a really cool jet stream here. So with that, thanks so much, everyone. God bless you all. Have an amazing rest of your weekend and week ahead. And we will see you when we see you next. Namaste.